Testing. Hi there everybody. So yeah, something new on the bench, on the table today. The box here. So this arrived today, which is I don't normally jump on a kit right away, but I felt I wanted to do this because I also felt, you know, I'm in the mood to do recording. If I don't do it now, then, you know, I'm gonna forget. So yeah, you can probably see what it is already, looking at the camera up there. So let's take out the plastic. And so this came all the way from Japan, pretty quickly I might add. I think I ordered it a week or so before Christmas, and it's now first week of the new year. I think we're on the 4th of January. So, excuse me. So that was pretty quick of them. Like the Japanese postal service is working pretty good. It's interesting how we're able to get stuff all the way from the Far East to Britain quite easily, but places like America, Europe seem to be taking their time and dragging their heels. Wonder why that is. Anyway, there it is. Let's get this straight. So there you have it. That's the Savoia S2. That's the Savoia S21F. Lots of stuff in Italian there. So those of you who've seen Studio Ghibli's Porco Rosso will recognize this aircraft immediately, or these images certainly. And this is the principal aircraft from the movie Porco Rosso, and this is a 1/40th scale kit of this airplane. I'm not entirely certain that if this was a real airplane or if this is a fictional vehicle, or if it's based on a real airplane. I think it is, because the name does appear to be a real thing. So this is a FineMolds kit as well, and lots of stuff in Italian there, so which I can't read. And yeah, they appear to have gone totally Italian with this thing. Anyway, so that's the cover there. You know, images from the movie Porco Rosso. If you get the chance, do watch it. It is a pretty good movie. So that's the front of the box. On the side, we have some images of the made-up box, image of one of the characters there, and apparently it looks like you've got an engine, detail engine, has some internal detailing. Caution, this is not a toy, blah blah. 2.5 there, don't know what that means. FineMolds and a barcode over there. So on this end, you got basically the cover image, Savoia 1/40th scale, kit number FG3, it says there in the corner. On the other side, got a technical drawing of the aircraft, some more Savoia Japanese, FineMolds on the other end, some text in Japanese there, and on the other end, same as the other end. Back to the front. On the back, nothing, cardboard box. Right, so let's take a look at what's inside. So as I was saying, I'm doing this right away because I've got some kits that I've had for years before I actually got down to doing this, but then I only started doing this stuff on this channel, you know, a year and a half ago, something like that. So anyway, that's beside the point. But I do wonder if I like inbox review videos. That's one of the reasons that I started making them myself, because, you know, it was interesting to me, and I like to think that you'll be interested in my views on these things, this sort of thing. If you're not, then well, you know, there's plenty of other videos you could watch here on the YouTubes. That aside, I was watching a video by Nigel of Nigel's modeling bench, and he was wondering, you know, asking the same question: why do people watch these videos? Some people think they're terrible, you know, waste of time. Other people like them. So if you like this sort of video, you know, let me know why, or just let me know whose videos you do like to watch. And anyway, I'll leave it at that. Link to Nigel's video down below, by the way, if you're interested. Let's open the box. Before I do that, there's a little bit of denting on the cardboard there, but I'm sure the internals will be fine. There you go, lots of red plastic in here, and there's one bag, two bags, and the instruction manual. Quite a thick manual actually, quite a lot of paper in here. So yeah, let's take a look at the manual first, which is what I like to do. So the front cover, so it's plain paper, good quality plain paper, but plain paper nonetheless. Manual, A4 size, basically stapled A3 sheets. Let's make some room here. So the front cover, so I get the feeling that this entire booklet manual is entirely in Japanese. So get close in. So if you'd like to translate it yourself, you know, take an image of that, and I'm sure there's various translating software online that will allow you to see exactly what it says. But so it appears there's two versions of this aircraft. The main difference appears to be the engine, as what I can see. Also the this one here, the 21F version, has another seat in the front here, which is what this thing is. Windscreen for the front seat. And what else do I have here? Lots of stuff about the engine, I take it. Looks like a V12. Pretty powerful engine, I think you'll find. But everything's in Japanese, so I'll just skim through. We'll look at the nice images. Over here, some pictures of some other aircraft that you may have seen in the airplane in the movie. All seaplanes, and a whole host of Japanese text. Blah blah blah, telling you more stuff about the aircraft. So there's another picture of the plane, and lots of stuff that I can't read, unfortunately. We get onto this page here, page 4. A couple of other images, some other airplanes, and some more airplanes there with lots of text. And finally, get on this page here, we've got some English text down here. That's basically a caution page. Yeah, this being an assembly kit, read the instructions before assembling, and 7 other things there. So yeah, pause and hover read that if you'd like. And then you got the sprue mounts. Let's get this all in view. So we've got sprue mounts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little sprues here, and some other smaller ones here with the what appears to be the windscreens. Anyway, finally get to page 6, which is assembly mode. So let's get onto that. Starts with internals of the vehicle, cockpit mostly. Stage 2 is cockpit bit. Stage 3 is what I assume is a fuel tank, and a little machine gun and so on. Other internal, there's lots of internal detail on this vehicle, being the 1/40th scale kit. I do have the 1/72nd scale kit, which I should have mentioned at the beginning perhaps, and it hasn't got, I don't think it's got this much detail. I don't think I've done a video for that, but I have looked in the box, and the plane is really quite small. So that's really the only downside for 1/72nd scale kits for me. They're very small models, but yeah. So anyway, the whole first page is basically the cockpit area, internal space, and down here you have one of the main characters of the movie, and I think this is the young lady engineer, and it all appears to be a painting guide for the character, but it's all in black and white, so I'll have to yeah, get the translate software out to have a look at what this says here. On to page 7, and let's zoom you out a little bit again. So page 7, it's like starting off with what appears to be a nicely detailed engine. Engine parts, the main engine block, and piston cylinders and so on. Down here, putting the engine inside its engine space. What do you call it? Its thing. And so engine on page 7, sections 5 to 8 inclusive. Section 9 down here is putting extra bits onto the aircraft, mainly the wing mounts on the front there, and the tail fins, tailplane tail fin there, and tail fin supports down here. You go on to page 8, and it looks like you're telling you to start painting the vehicle. So that'll be the bright red, scarlet red I'd call it, Ferrari red others might call it. Wing painting and so on, and not so much assembly, more painting. So, well, assembly there and then painting of the thing. More assembly here of the wings and other little bits and pieces. The front wing, sorry, the windscreens, and it appears that you basically attach the top of the engine onto the bottom. The top of the fuselage onto the top of the fuselage goes in together, and then down here you got the little trolley that carries the aircraft when it's on land, because it is a seaplane, so it's got no wheels. So, and on page 10, sections 15 and 16, inserting the pilot, Porco Rosso himself, the Crimson Pig himself, into the vehicle, and they got this little thing here, which is I'm not sure what that is. Probably I think it's a little wind generator, but I'm not certain. I'm not very well versed in what bits and pieces are for the aircraft. And finally putting the propeller onto the engine, and when that's done you drop the aircraft onto this little cradle, and there you go. So it looks like down here, page 11, is all the paint work. Again, painting guide and decal mounting guide. So what was that? Paint and deck mounting guide, and decal application down here in a bit of English, so tells you how to put the decals on. Same as with more decals, you cut off each mark from sheet, dip into lukewarm water for about 15 seconds, etc, etc. And on the back we have what I assume is a paint guide for GSI paints, which is GSI, what's that? But then you've got it here in English as well, which is nice. So let's get close up on that. So all the paint numbers, GSI paints, and then down here in English as well, so which is pretty good. So GSI there, another GSI there, and then that. That's X numbers, so I'm guessing, don't quote me on this, I could be wrong, but judging that X2, X1, X and so on, this looks like to be Tamiya colors, because they use the X and XF numbers. So if that's, and if that is Tamiya, then yeah, X1 is black, X2 is white, so yeah, I believe this is Tamiya. So let's have a look. Interesting enough, there's no red. Or is there? Am I not looking at it properly? Red Madder down here, X7. Yeah, so that's it. And then just above that, you got a painting guide for our hero, the Crimson Pig, and just below that, you got his possible ex-girlfriend. I'm not entirely sure. It's been quite a while since I saw the movie, so I'm not sure what. I don't remember exactly what part she played, but painting guide for her as well. So she got her own little stand, and so there you go. So that's the instruction manual, entirely in Japanese, as I don't think this kit was intended for sale outside of Japan, but that's not too much of a problem, even if you don't go to all the trouble of translating all this for you. The instructions are fairly straightforward, because lots of things, the part numbers are in English language and so on, so that should be fairly easy to put together. But yeah, I like this manual. It's if nothing else, it's very high quality paper. So yeah. Anyway, there it is. That's the manual for you. So let's have a look at some plastic now. Okay then, so in no particular order, just get the first sprue bag off the top, and let's see what's in here. So this has got 3 sprues in it, and one red one, one grey one, and one flesh coloured one, or tan. Get the big scissors out and let's hack into this. Okay, so we'll start with the little one. Now this is Gina. It says so on there. Let's have see if you can get a close look at that. Come on, you can focus. Yeah. So as you can see, it says Gina on there, and Nibariki it says there as well. No idea what that is, but yeah. So that's the mold piece of Gina with her stand. So all one piece there, and yeah, you can actually, if you've seen the movie, you can recognize the face is recognizable. So you can see the molding is very fine on that. So yep, tiny little piece there. Next sprue, Savoia S.21F it says there. So that appears to be the engine sprue. I'm waiting for it to focus. There you go. So they have the engines. Let's raise it up, get rid of some shadows. And again, here you got some fairly small parts. So you got a crew member, which I think is the young engineer lady who repairs the aircraft. Spoilers, I suppose, but part of what I believe will be Porco Rosso's shoulders and neck, and the engine, which is all very nicely detailed, and it does look pretty good. Some tiny pieces there, more engine parts I believe, more engine bits there, double-sided pieces, and those as well. So this is entirely the engine, the propeller, parts of the propeller, and one crew member and Porco Rosso, or his shoulders, and that piece there, which I've no idea what it is. So that is a sprue F, I believe. Savoia 21F it says on the front there. Okay then. The next sprue, first large sprue. This is a sprue A. See if we can get it all in. There you go. So sprue A. So I'm looking at the screen there. It doesn't look quite the same colour as I'm seeing with my eyes, but so sprue A, you got the top part of the fuselage and some other fuselage pieces. Some struts there, which I believe are for the tail fin. Once we go into there, and the floats that we've got the wingtips. Some minor scratches on the parts there, which I think would come from parts rubbing together because they're all in the same bag. But it's all surface texture, so it's not going to spoil the images. The texture and molding of this looks very nice, and which I understand is what you would expect from a FineMolds kit. They appear to be very good, high quality models. From what I can gather, they're pretty much on the same. They're somewhere in between Tamiya and Hasegawa, so you know. But that's just my opinion. Your opinion may differ. Yeah, and the other side, the blank area, so this part has no push pins. Yeah, again, very nice modelling, very nice parts rather. Right then, next sprue. Put this away first. Next bag, quite a large bag. See if you can get all in. There you go. The scissors out of the way. In here we've got two fairly large sprues, and another bag inside here with some smaller sprues I can see. So let's dive into this thing and have a closer look. Right then, so the next big red sprue. This contains wings and engine casing, engine bodywork. So as you can see there, so that's the front of the engine, sides of the engine, the underside of the engine, top of the engine, I believe. The main wing, which as you can see is made of two parts, the parts of the ailerons or elevons or whatever they're called. And yeah, so this is polystyrene, says there, sprue. It doesn't tell you what sprue it is. Yes, it does. Sprue E, this is. Closer look on the detail parts. So that's the front of the engine. The sides of the engine, it's looking pretty nice. So top of the engine, some fine grills molded into there. So like a little bit of a wash to bring those out, I think. And on the back, so these two parts are basically double-sided. Everything else is single-sided. So the inside is, well, they're clean. The mating surfaces look particularly good. So I think I'm quite happy with that. And yeah, that's sprue E. Next up, we have this sprue, which is, let's get it the right way around, sprue B, all in a nice tan colour. And it looks like I was wrong with the other piece I mentioned. So here we have Porco Rosso himself, body and head. This is a quite delicate piece here. This is so this is the underside of the airplane, and looks pretty good. Some internal parts, details, parts, and so on. Here we have the trolley for the aircraft. Just looking how the wheels connect onto the thing, and they just, yeah, looks like they just go into those little holes there. So I was rather hoping they'd be able to rotate so you could wheel it around a bit, but apparently not. Two fairly nicely detailed machine guns in the middle there. Let's get some closer bit. So some fairly nicely detailed machine guns there. The pilot seat, and these pieces here, we'll tell them what they are. More bits here, so internal bulwarks and frames and so on. The dashboard there, instrument panel, little wheels, Porco Rosso himself, and parts of the trolley over there, down here. On the other side, so these parts here, some of them are double-sided, so they look pretty good. The single-sided parts are pretty fine. This piece here looks like the main fuel tank. This I think is a fuel tank, I could be wrong. So there you have it. So that's that part there, sprue B. So let's go on to this one, a little bag here, which is also sealed up. So I got two little clear sprues, crystal sprues, and a couple of poly caps in there as well. And let's see if you can see that. I'm not going to bother taking these out. And on the other side we've got the decal sheet, which is just a few bits. You've got the instrument panel decal there. Little markings are Porco Rosso, it says there, so I don't know where I'm going to put that. Another little Porco Rosso airplane decal there, and probably the only colour parts of the marking. So these go on the wings, so the red, white and green, the red being the colour that you've painted the aircraft already. And I think you've got some seat belts for our hero there. These pieces, I think these go onto the what do you call them? The floats, the wingtip floats. I like saying wingtip floats, and these are parts of the tail fin. So there you have it. Anyway, so there it is. That's the Savoia S.21F. You know, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Savoia, then yeah, feel free to let me know. And yeah, so I do like the little touches they've got on the box here, how everything is in Italian, even though this is an entire Japanese product for the Japanese market. Yeah, the parts look nice and clean. the detailing is fine and sound and pretty good. You know, it's not overly detailed. It's like, it's just enough detail to make it look good for its scale at least. And yeah, what did this cost me? It wasn't cheap. Well, it was cheaper than I was expecting it to be. Cost me around £30 all in, including postage. And considering I've seen it for much higher prices, I thought this was pretty good. If I haven't already made a video on the 1/72nd scale version, I'll get that done fairly soon. But from what I recall, it's basically just a small version of this with some fewer parts. So yeah, anyway, that's the Savoia S.21F from FineMolds model kits. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, tell your friends. If you didn't like it, tell me why. And first time I'm saying this, if you like what you see, you know, take it. Why don't you take the time out and subscribe, and we can all enjoy some more modeling together. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and enjoy making your models. Take care, everybody.